How's it going, guys? It's Dave here with another underscore vid, and today we're going to be talking about the Vader fan film, Shards of the Past. Now, I know I'm a bit late to the party here. This has been out for a while now. Yeah, but since this is a new channel, obviously didn't have the channel back then when it came out, so I'm only talking about it now. So sorry, guys, it's a wee bit late. It's it must be like a month now, is it? Yeah, I think is it a month today since it came out? I remember anyway when it first came out, I was watching it straight away because I was like so excited to see it. You know, because I watched Star Wars Theory, so I was very excited to see what he had done with it. So anyway, I'll just give you guys a brief catch up for those who haven't seen it. So those who haven't seen it, this is a fan film created by Star Wars Theory. I think he's the, I could be wrong, but he's the no, I think he's the number one Star Wars channel on YouTube right now. I think so anyway. Don't quote me on that. But he does Star Wars content essentially. So Star Wars Theory teamed up with Danny from the Spiffy Nerf Herder channel. I'll link both of them in the description below. But anyway, and Star Wars Theory himself funded this fan film, Darth Vader fan film. So in accordance with, Lucasfilm, he couldn't crowdfund it because you're not allowed to crowdfund fan films, and also it is not official canon. So for those who prefer, see the Star Wars canon, this is not Star Wars canon. But anyway, so this is just going to be a quick non-spoiler review. I do want to do an in-depth review of it at some later point, just to go through the whole fan film essentially. But this is just a quick non-spoiler, so don't freak out if you haven't seen it. But go check it out. It's awesome. So Star Wars Theory funded the fan film himself. He even paid money to rent out a theater for the fans to see it when he was ready to, show it out to the world. So a bunch of people got to go to the cinema in LA for free and watch the film for free. So that was awesome for them. But it just shows the depth of Star Wars Theory's character, that he was willing to put his time, his money, and effort into creating this fan film, So essentially he wrote it, Danny from the Spiffy Nerf Herder channel directed it. Awesome duo team there. They created an amazing fan film. So obviously I liked it. Yes, I liked it. It was awesome. It was great. I'm not trying to overhype it here, but honestly, best fan film I've ever seen because it felt like it could actually be in Star Wars. Now, obviously, from a production standpoint, there are a few things in there that you're like, well, yeah, it's not a big budget Star Wars film or, TV show or whatever you want to call it, because it's kind of a bit of both. But, for what it was and for the budget that it was done at, it was done incredibly well. The special effects were awesome. The costuming of Vader and the Stormtroopers was awesome. The reason I say it's the best fan film that I've ever seen, because I've seen a lot of different fan films out there on the interwebs, or the internet as they say, but this one is different because it actually has a Star Wars feel. Like I would say this is the biggest difference between this Vader fan film and the Maul fan film. If you guys haven't seen that, check it out. It's really cool. But the big sequential difference is the fact that the Vader fan film felt like Star Wars. It felt like this could actually be a part of Star Wars, even though, the budget wasn't there to have these big amazing sets and all that stuff. But what they did with what they had was pretty awesome, though. But anyway, that's besides the point. The point is, it was really good. It gave you that Star Wars feel. Like if you are emotionally invested in something, Sorry about that, guys. But if you're emotionally invested in the story and the characters, then that puts it over the bar. You know, um, and it had that Star Wars feel to it, and that was awesome. So Vader was played by, let me see, I just want to get the name right. Dupree Jones was in the suit, and Jesse Gomez did the voice. Both were very awesome. They did a fantastic job of it. The rest of the cast did an amazing job too. Um, I'm not gonna say who they are right now, because, or say who the characters are, because I don't want to spoil you guys. But obviously, since it's a Vader fan film, you guys have an idea of who's in it. But the cast, I think, did a great job. Um, it was awesome. The music was also great too. The music gave you that Star Wars vibe, but it wasn't exactly like, it wasn't a carbon copy of what was done in the original movies. They kind of put their own little spin on it, and it was really great, and it uplifted you. And that's the thing about great Star Wars. I mean, if you look at New Hope way back, if you just watch that cut without the music, it's a terrible movie. But the music saves the film. It gives you that emotional drive, and it had that the music had that sort of emotional drive in this fan film too. I really loved it. It was really good. So what else? What else? Oh yes. So let's just talk about the negatives a little bit. So cinematography wise, I was kind of 50-50 on it. I mean, some of it I really like, and some of it, it's mostly with I can't say that though without spoiling something. Oh wait, no, I know what I'll say. In that opening, if you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. In the opening, there was I think it was a bit too close up on Vader. That's all I'll say. Like, it would have been better if it had been a bit further back. I could give an example of what I'm talking about in a specific film of Star Wars, but I can't without spoiling what's going on. So I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I'll go more into that in my spoiler review. Some of the dialogue too. Just a couple lines. One particular scene, really, I suppose, the one where I think Vader said one line that I didn't buy, and the person who he was talking to said a little bit too much. A bit more silence would have been good. I think it would have just been a bit better, But besides that, I mean, it's no worse than, I suppose it's not as bad as, I Hate Sand from the prequels. I'm a prequel defender, by the way, so like, I love those movies, but yeah. So also, maybe if we had sort of I would have liked to seen maybe like an opening crawl or like a Vader sort of text thing at the start, but that's just a little nitpick. Also, like, would have been good to see if it had started in space, because how every Star Wars film, I don't know if the TV shows all start in space, but a lot of stuff in Star Wars always starts out in space. But this fan film didn't in the opening. But like I said, those last two are just nitpicks. It's not like I really like the opening, but if you want to make it, actually feel like, oh, this is definitely a part of Star Wars, But I suppose because it's not canon, they were trying to go with, their own sort of, feel to it. But yeah, so why is this fan film so great? Essentially, because it outshines all the Star Wars films that Disney have put out in recent years. Because it takes the lore, takes the characters, it respects them, it adds to the mythos of the galaxy, essentially, develops those characters in ways that you never thought about before. It's great. And it puts Disney and Kathleen Kennedy and Ryan Johnson and all those other fools at Lucasfilm to shame. A fan outdid you guys. For a guy who had a low budget, was a fan, and he knows the characters better than any of you idiots do, and he made better quality content. So, and he outshine you guys. And it shows the test of his character, and I look forward to seeing episode 2. I look so forward to it. So, where do we go from here? So episode 2 is going to happen. Star Wars Theory has said it himself. So, how can you help? Go to his channel, like his content, watch his content. Also support him on Patreon. Buy stuff from his Teesprings. I think there's a join thing you can do on YouTube now. It's kind of like Patreon, but on YouTube. You can sign up to that. Star Wars Theory actually did a video on how you can help him. So I will also link that in the description below. So please, guys, go check that out. He's a true fan, and he's providing us with good Star Wars content. So he can't crowdfund it. So essentially, we're helping his channel out so he can make money himself. And whatever he chooses to do with that money is up to him. Hint, hint. Episode 2. So, guys, we gotta help Star Wars Theory out because he's awesome, and we need him to keep making more until he completes his story. Because this is, it's good Star Wars stuff. So we gotta help him out. So please go check out his channel and support him. I'm certainly going to, in any way I can, and we should all aim to do so as well. Right, so I'll link all those links in the description below so you guys can check it out. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe this video and other videos on the channel here. Help me grow this channel and this community. I really appreciate it. And remember, guys, there's some good in this world, and it's worth fighting for.